The next World War has already begun with the world yet to accept the reality.
Starting tomorrow, the United States will implement reciprocal tariffs on other nations.
Countries have started to align with each other to achieve their objectives. But guess what? The new war will not be fought with the weapons but the money, the cash. The new war, we can call it trade war, money war, tariff war, capitalism versus communism war.
It's been a long time since we even thought of that.
Because at this stage, countries are not here to show their military strength, but they want to show how great is their economy, what are opportunities in their countries, and how great they can be as a superpower. So that's why the new war to become a superpower has already begun. As I said, the new war will be money based. So we'll discuss two systems that involve money. The one is capitalism, the other is communism. Capitalism is a system that is associated with open markets, freedom of business, and whatever people want to do to earn money. The state doesn't involve with the people in the capitalism and gives full freedom to the people. Capitalism is currently running across the world with the US leading it. Similarly, the opposite system is communism. That is widely famous due to the superpowers like USSR and upcoming superpower China. And by saying upcoming superpower, I mean it. The China is growing rapidly. The communism is the system that is associated with government. Government own all the money and divide work among people. People get earning based on their capabilities. As I said that the war is between communism and capitalism, US held its election in 2024, where a businessman Donald John Trump became the president of the United States. He is a businessman, people in works more on capitalism. So recently he started tariff war with the countries. 90 plus countries are associated with this tariff wars. Before going to tariff war, we will discuss what's tariff. Tariff is a tax imposed on imports product. Whatever another country is selling to the home country will impose tax on it, and the product may be sold at expensive rate in the market, the home country's market. But the tariffs have multiple benefits too, like the growth of countries' own businesses rather than dependence on other countries. Coming to US and China, 2nd April 2024 was the day when US applied tariffs on 90 plus countries with a 34% tariff on China. It means that whatever product is coming from China to US, China will have to pay 34% tax on it. As well, the product will be sold on expensive rate in US market. In response to that, on 4th April 2024, China applied 34% of its own tariff on the US. It means that whatever product US want to sell to China, US will also have to pay tariffs to China. US being superpower did not like the attitude of China. So US threatened China to remove these taxes or US will apply 50% more tariff on China. But China, it is an attitude country. Why it will remove the tariffs? So US applies 50% more tariffs on China. Same goes to US. The China also applies 50% more tariffs on US. And the tariff war further raised to 125% for both countries. Now we discuss tariff war. What is the purpose of tariff? Tariff have two main purposes. One is the revenue of government on import. The country imports products from other country and before selling it in market, it charges its own taxes on it. The other purpose is growth of local industries. Due to many countries having reliance on imports, the local business get less support and may become bankrupt. The tariffs are also used to reduce trade deficit. What is trade deficit? The gap between imports and export. We will take example of US and China. If US is exporting $1 billion products to China and China is responding back with $2 billion export, so US is at $1 billion deficit. It means the gap between imports and export is called trade deficit. And countries use tariff for this purpose to achieve sustainability in the nation. Analyzation time. Now we will analyze US and its president. US is known as superpower. Post the dismantling of USSR, the world became unipolar with the US being only superpower in the world. US has economy of $30 trillion plus and it has influence all over the world. And if a country is the most powerful authority of the country, how would it be? US's president is also a powerful authority in the world. If I am saying one of the most powerful authority, I would say the most powerful authority. Being the president of not just superpower but whole unipolar world. He has influence over many countries and many leaders. He can do regime change in many countries. He can also attack countries without the fear of retaliation. And if we talk about the US new president Donald John Trump, have you ever thought US and Canada, known as one of the best friends, there will be tensions between these two nations? But Donald John Trump can be summarized by a quote. If a clown enters the palace, he does not become a king, but the palace becomes a circus. Same goes with one of the most powerful authority in the world, who is trying to create uncertainty in the world by satisfying his ego. Why I'm saying that he is satisfying his ego instead of growth of US? Because he is applying massive tariffs on 90 plus countries. That means US, that is massively relying on imports too. Already expensive countries will have further expenses for its people. US's own company create product outside of countries. So that means the import tax on US own company will be applied in US. That will further create problems in US and their own countries might start creating product in US because the tax that US is applying is making more expensive for the countries to make product outside of country than US because US has lots of expenses in its own country for its own businesses, and US being under inflation will create damage for its own people. Last time we saw a trade war, it was in 1920s to 1930s that resulted in World War II. That's why I'm saying the new World War has already begun, and this economy war will not affect US or China but have further effects for many countries in the world. Similarly, it's exposing the approach of capitalism known for open market and freedom of business, now seeing the challenges being created for the same business. Now if we talk about tariffs can be used for good too, like I said, to reduce trade deficit or create stability in the nation by promoting local business. But what US is doing is the complete mockery of capitalism. The tactics will not just affect the US or China but across the world. They create tension, like when the President Trump applied tariffs on 90 plus countries that created uncertainty across the world, and the whole world's market went down to earth. And now US and China's trade war is just one case. It will spread across the world. The India is involving, the Germany is involving, Japan is involving in, and creation of Brics was for the same reason. Brics organization known as Brazil, Russia, China, India, and South Africa. It is the organization innovated by 5 countries that involve multiple other countries too for the same reason, to reduce the value of US dollar and create currency that should replace it. So I hope you are understanding this all trade war I am saying. Hope you find this video informative. If you want to know more about world politics, world geography, neutral reports on events across the world, you can stay tuned with me. Thank you for watching my channel SHAKOLICS.